Joshua Carroll says, question for Lafreniere. Apart from Linus paying you less than minimum wage in the beginning, that was actually NCIX.
That was not his fault. Yeah.
What is the worst professional experience you've had with Linus?
He sits back. Wow. I don't know.
There's so many, it's hard to narrow it down to just one.
We've been working together for, 11 years, I think? It's been a long time. So there's obviously been ups and downs. I think it's been pretty good, though. There's things that I can complain about, but if I was in his shoes, I would have done the same thing. And if he didn't do that thing, ultimately, I think it would have been a mistake. Like, I rag on you a lot. Maybe I can...
I've definitely done stuff wrong. You have to come up with something.
I know you've done stuff wrong, but, like, I don't know. Like, okay, the mountain thing, I rag on you about the mountain thing all the time.
Oh.
But if you didn't... I'm going to give you an out here. If you didn't go down the mountain and get that thing signed, I would have been so cheesed if we did all that work and it was for nothing. So, like, yeah, part of me is like, bro, what the heck? But then the other part of me is like, yeah, if you didn't do it, I would have been even more upset. So it was just an unfortunate situation.
So I actually don't remember the exact reason that I went down with, what was his name? John?
I think you were trying to catch someone because they were up ahead of us.
The guy that
And you realized we needed his signature.
Yes.
And then I believe by the time you caught up to him, you were
I was way past you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Luke ended up getting like abandoned in a storm on the top of a mountain because I was like blitzing down the mountain trying to get the validation that we needed for our Guinness World Record.
While I had altitude sickness, which is the problem. So I was like having a really rough time. I'm walking downhill, which if you haven't hiked before, it's actually still difficult. It's not as easy as it sounds.
I don't have trouble with it. So I was like going.
So altitude sickness is
And
like
so he was
oxygenation levels and stuff. I'm a big dude. I was huffing and puffing and my oxygen levels were getting low and I was feeling really not good. Eventually I get to the tree line and breathe deep, and then I'm totally fine. I end up like carrying someone else down half the freaking mountain. I was totally okay once I was able to breathe properly, but I was having a big issue getting back to the trees. But I ended up being fine. My backpack, which is actually right here with me now, it was heavy because we were carrying like a bunch of unnecessary stuff. So I was like just throwing it because the mountain was pretty steep. So I would just throw it and it would roll. And then I would stand up and start like a light jog to the point where I'm like stopping myself from falling.
Yeah.
And then I would catch up to my laptop or to my bag and like kind of collapse into my bag and lay there for a sec and then pick it up and throw it and do the same cycle again. And that's how I got to the tree line. It was rough. But there's lightning storms on that mountain. So you can't be up there past a certain time.
Yeah.
And if you are up there past a certain time, there's the potential that some helicopters can come rescue you, and it costs $10,000, if I remember correctly.
Something like that.
Not an option.
Yeah, especially not for us at that time.
No.
Yeah.
So
Luke got to the bottom and was like enraged.
I was mad. That clip is kind of awesome.
I don't think you've ever been that mad at me.
Probably not.
Like even close, I don't think.
It kind of helped though, because I used the anger to carry the dude down the mountain.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, yeah, okay. I was taken aback when he was extremely angry at the bottom because honestly, and this is something I haven't really talked about, that whole thing wasn't a great experience for me either.
Yeah.
I thought that the experience, I'm not going to name any names, but I thought it was supposed to be more about teamwork and about us all achieving something together. And it turned out that not everyone who participated in that event was handling it that way. It turned out that for some people, it was some kind of flex sort of thing for them, and it was not their intention for everybody to succeed and make it to the land party at the top of the mountain. And what happened was, I didn't really know anything about mountaineering or whatever that's called. I mean, really, it was a hike.
I don't think anyone on the team really did.
High altitude hike. Why don't we call it that? I didn't really know anything about it. I didn't realize just how difficult it was going to be. I thought that, we were solving a lot of, the technical challenges, and someone else was solving a lot of the like the logistical challenges of getting all the people up the mountain. And it wasn't until we were probably a quarter or a third of the way up that I had a conversation that enlightened me to the fact that not everyone intended for everybody to make it. And I was like, excuse me, pardon? So the entire rest of my day, so I was also sort of quite emotionally charged.
I didn't know this portion until way later either.
Yeah.
I was not informed partway up the mountain.
Yeah. So I kept that to myself because from my point of view, it was all about doing whatever we could to get to the top of the mountain. Like, I don't know if you know, but I was carrying one of the lead acid batteries. Whereas certain people had clearly optimized their load to increase their chances of making it to the top. So like I
think I took you carried it the whole way, didn't you?
I did.
I think I took a shift with one of them, but I did not carry it the whole way.
So I was, what that person who didn't intend for everyone to make it, didn't realize was, because we were the ones who talked to Guinness, was that we needed a certain threshold of people for them to consider it a LAN party. So because not everybody ultimately did make it, we actually had to recruit other hikers to participate in our LAN party. And now I remember, I had to catch up to one of them because I needed his contact information.
And he was leaving.
So that we could get him his certificate.
Yeah.
And so that we could actually submit his name.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember now.
It was like really important.
So I was doing everything I could to make it happen. I was down way early. I was sitting there worried, but I was like in the car. I was tired, but I was like sitting there worried. And Luke comes down. He's like enraged. And he's like, you like abandoned me on this mountain, potentially to a lightning storm. I have altitude sickness. I'm like, dude, I had no idea. You were just kind of like going a little slower than me when I went ahead. I didn't mean to like leave you on the mountain. I needed to go catch up to that guy, because if we don't get all of the signed, I forget what it was. It was a film release or it was a contact sheet. It was a certification that he participated. That's right. Okay, it's coming back.
It was a legal form.
It was the legal document that he participated with his contact information, so Guinness could verify him.
Someone found the timestamp.
Okay, let's pull it up. Thanks, Barrington.
Yeah.
Someone, you mean Barrington?
Barrington, yeah. I actually didn't read the name. Thanks, Barrington.
Okay, here it is. Okay. So this is a highly impressed one Luc Lafreniere.
Sheesh.
And let me tell you, when someone's got 100 pounds and 6 inches on you and they look at you with that face, no matter how much you know that you mutually love each other,
it was a quiet car ride. I remember that. And you can tell, like, I'm carrying, like, I sprung back up because I'm carrying someone else's backpack.
Yeah.
Like, I was
Once
fine.
You had oxygen.
I was fine by the end.
And adrenaline. You were clearly getting down that mountain.
Yeah.
But
I was like, from reports from people that were there, before I got to the tree line, I was losing color in my face, and like this was probably mostly after you had left, to be fair. I don't fully even remember the timeline.
I had no idea why you were mad. It's like, what, you're just relaxing in the car?
And I was so confused.
What do you want me to do? I'm supposed to hike back up the mountain? I did the same hike as you. Like,
yeah.
What do you want from me?
I don't even know if I knew. I was just frustrated with the situation. Because there was also like, I don't remember the exact details of this, but once we were in the trees,
Yeah.
there was lightning.
Yeah,
And it
no.
was like legitimately hitting like around us.
So I
Like, it was
missed
really
all of
close.
that. I didn't know the storm actually came.
Yeah. Oh, and not to name names, but the dude that I'm carrying down the mountain for a very significant,
Or like their equipment, you mean?
and him.
Oh, I didn't know about
I
this.
have his
oh, yeah,
bag.
no, I remember you telling
I have
me
my bag on my
Yep, yep,
backpack,
yep.
his bag on my chest, and I'm shoulder carrying him. So I'm
Yeah.
not like,
Yeah.
but I'm shoulder carrying him. We get really close to the end, and then lightning strikes really close by, and suddenly everything is okay again, and he's running without his bag in front of me. And I'm just like, what now? You're just like magically okay? I just carried you down, like legitimately at the very least a quarter. I don't remember exactly the lengths and stuff, but it was like a very large portion of this hike.
Yeah.
I was not impressed by the magical healing of nearby lightning.
Yep. So we
And we were like the people that were still up there, which I don't know everyone outside of Paul, myself, and Brandon. I know it was us, and then there was other people.
Brandon struggled.
He had a really heavy bag. He
really
should
did.
not have brought all the stuff that he did.
He really shouldn't have. I told him not to.
You did.
He thought we were going for a walk, and I was like,
no. But
Anyway.
those everyone that was there was like rationing out their water and stuff because we were like running out of supplies. Like it was a rough situation.
yeah. So I won't say who the problem was, but I'll say that we've subsequently collabed with everyone who wasn't a problem. You do the math.
But yeah, like I don't know. I don't have any particular examples that I can think of.
I forget what the original question was. Being mad at me.
What is the worst professional experience?
I'd say that was a bad experience.
Yeah, but I don't think that was like experience I had. But it says with Linus. Does that mean with you in particular?
I mean, I was
you
sure as
there?
heck involved.
Yeah, but like I said, if you didn't go get the thing signed, I would have been more upset.
I think you guys got to understand. This guy is like you get shot in the head, but you get the flag to the capture point. Like this, it's just the kind of character that this guy is.
Yeah.
So, if I'm going to make a call between save Luke or save the ship,
You save the ship.
you save the ship, you
Yeah.
let Luke fall overboard. It's
Yeah.
that simple. And
And I'll often figure it out. So like it's probably all right. I don't know, but yeah. So like it was frustrating in the moment, but I also didn't have a lot of various pieces of information at that time.
we've definitely had some tense conversations over the years. I mean, you work together with someone for long enough.
It's just
not
gonna
like,
happen.
Yeah, it happens. I like to think that all of it was for the best. I don't know. I'm not supposed to answer your question, obviously.
I'm interested though.
Well, I mean, there was the time we both cried,
Yeah.
so I'm
I
sure.
don't even fully remember. I know parts of that, but I don't fully remember everything that was discussed there. But I know parts of it for sure.
It's one of those things that I am certainly not at liberty to discuss since it was HR related. So, there's a certain, like, there's just a level of professionalism that I like to maintain.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, like there's certain stuff I'm not gonna talk about. on the
Yeah, like
show.
we're just not gonna talk about that because it's not professional to
Yeah.
talk about HR stuff. Like we've struggled, right? Like when you're building something for over 10 years, you're gonna
especially in a very scrappy way.
butt heads.
Yeah.
I'm sure there were times when I set really unrealistic expectations, like in the early days of Floatplane, that were extremely frustrating.
There's not just the early days of Floatplane, but I think I am not the most. How do I say this? I'm not the absolute most respecting of authority. So the fact that I'm still here, I think, and I'm not trying to toot your horn, but I think we've done pretty good.
I think we've done pretty well.
I think we've done pretty
I
good.
think we've made it work.
Yeah.
Every relationship is work.
Yeah.
Okay. Employee, employer, boyfriend, girlfriend.
If it's
friend.
not, you should maybe look into potential lies or something.
Yeah, maybe do you actually even have that close of a relationship?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not judging or anything. It might be time for some reflection.